other conservative solutions that are
All right, so
very
we're back for
powerful
the
and
night
good for
section.
constituents in
It
Bakersville
looks
or
like that
Lincolnton, North Carolina.
this guy is giving
Madam Clerk, I'm
the
one of the few
speech
members
to
left on
nominate
the Republican side who had the
McCarthy,
pleasure
and he sounds
of
pretty
serving with
confident.
Kevin for
So
the
I think
entirety
that
of his tenure
maybe
in the House.
tonight is the night,
In
guys.
those years,
Let's
I've
see.
worked
Let's
closely
join
with
in
Kevin
live.
in a variety of different capacities. And, well, he's a good friend. But serving with him in these capacities has meant that I've heard every one of his stories. And the stories of Kevin O's Deli, I've heard way too many times. I don't know if you've heard that he won the lottery as well. Those stories, I could recount them chapter and verse. He's a dear friend. But all of you have heard these stories too. And it's also, by my seat, able to watch him on a front row seat as he's grown as a leader. And especially this week, how he's grown as a leader. He knows more about members than they know about themselves. If your spouse is sick, he may send flowers or fruit before I did on that story. But he cares so much about members, not for politics, but because he cares about people. He's unflinchingly optimistic. The glass is always half full. That's been a hell of a trait, especially this week. He's relentless. The man does not quit. And it was Kevin that led Republicans back to the majority in this House. The only Republican institution in Washington this day. And Kevin has led us through these challenges the last few days. And Kevin is the right person to lead us over the coming 2 years. And that's why, at the direction of the Republican Conference, I advance the name of Kevin McCarthy as the next Speaker of the United States House of Representatives.
For what purpose does the gentleman from California rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
House Democrats are united behind the son of a social worker and substance abuse counselor, a leader who is deeply involved in his community and a tireless advocate for the least, the lost, and the left behind. He is a voice for the people. And Madam Clerk, this is the people's house. Two years ago today, duly elected members of this body gathered here to certify the results of a free and fair election. And in doing so, we participated in a tradition that makes our democracy a marvel and the envy of the world, a peaceful transfer of power. But this body is more than a ceremonial chamber, Madam Clerk. This is a workplace where hundreds of men and women endure long, difficult hours before they punch out and go home to their families, where good people come to work each day and maybe steal a quiet moment to themselves to look up at the ceiling or to look at the paintings, the statue of Abraham Lincoln, and to thank God for the blessings of liberty. Because this place is so much more than a chamber or even a workplace. It is, in Lincoln's words, a sign we intend the Union shall go on. And I'm not just talking about the members either, Madam Clerk. I'm talking about you and your staff, the custodial staff, the floor staff, the institutional staff, our congressional staff, the Sergeant at Arms, our beloved chaplain, and the Capitol Police. I'm talking about the people who make this house work, the people who Hakeem Jeffries will never take for granted. Two years ago, Madam Clerk, we witnessed this place under siege by a violent mob who desecrated this building and the other chamber. But this feels a little familiar. Today we adjourned amidst utter confusion. Only this time we're returning in the dark of night, not to cast a vote to bring this country together and to do our jobs, but one that will set the path toward division and default. So if we are forced to be here this evening because of the chaos and crisis on the other side, it's only fair to point out, Madam Clerk, that the same individuals who fanned the flames of January 6th, who told their followers and their followers' followers that they needed to fight back, and who challenged the swearing in of members based on a bogus claim of fake electors, may well be in charge of the People's House if they can ever agree on who can lead them.
Will the House be in order?
That's why House Democrats stand united behind Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem is the only candidate in this race for Speaker who will defend this democracy. He is the only candidate in this race willing to call out the lie that the election was stolen. And he is the only candidate in this race who thinks that everyone involved on January 6th ought to be held accountable regardless of the positions they hold in power. For justice and truth, and in memory of the lives lost on January 6th, I nominate Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker of the House.
The reading clerk will call the roll.
Adams. Jeffries. Adderholt. McCarthy. Aguilar. Jeffries. Alford. McCarthy. Allen. McCarthy. Allred. Jeffries. Amadei. McCarthy. Armstrong. McCarthy. Arrington. McCarthy. Auchincloss. Jeffries. Babin. McCarthy. Bacon. McCarthy. Baird. McCarthy. Balderson. McCarthy. Ballant. Jeffries. Banks. McCarthy. Barr. McCarthy. Barragan. Jeffries. Bean of Florida. McCarthy. Beatty. Jeffries. Bent. McCarthy. Barra. Jeffries. Bergman. McCarthy. Beyer. Jeffries. Bice. McCarthy. Biggs. Biggs. Jordan. Bilirakis. McCarthy. Bishop of Georgia. Jeffries. Bishop of North Carolina. McCarthy. Blumenauer. Jeffries. Blunt Rochester. Jeffries. Boebert. Present. Bonamici. Jeffries. Bost. Bost. McCarthy. Bowman. Jeffries. Boyle of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. Burkeen. McCarthy. Brown. Jeffries. Brownlee. Jeffries. Buchanan. McCarthy. Buck. Buck. Bouchon. McCarthy. Bazinski. Jeffries. Burchett. McCarthy. Burgess. McCarthy. Burleson. McCarthy. Bush. Jeffries. Calvert. McCarthy. Kamek. McCarthy. Caraveo. Jeffries. Carbajal. Jeffries. Cardenas. Jeffries. Carey. McCarthy. Carl. McCarthy. Carson. Jeffries. Carter of Georgia. McCarthy. Carter of Louisiana. Jeffries. Carter of Texas. McCarthy. Cartwright. Jeffries. Kassar. Jeffries. Case. Jeffries. Caston. Jeffries. Castor of Florida. Jeffries. Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez DeReamer. McCarthy. Sherfurless McCormick. Jeffries. Chu. Jeffries. Cicilline. Jeffries. Siscomani. McCarthy. Clark of Massachusetts. Jeffries. Clark of New York. Jeffries. Cleaver. Jeffries. Klein. McCarthy. Cloud. McCarthy. Clyburn. Clyburn. Jeffries. Clyde. McCarthy. Cohen. Jeffries. Cole. McCarthy. Collins. McCarthy. Comer. McCarthy. Connolly. Jeffries. Correa. Jeffries. Costa. Jeffries. Courtney. Jeffries. Craig. Jeffries. Crane. Biggs. Crawford. McCarthy. Crenshaw. McCarthy. Crockett. Jeffries. Crow. Jeffries. Cuellar. Jeffries. Curtis. McCarthy. Davids of Kansas. Jeffries. Davidson. McCarthy. Davis of Illinois. Jeffries. Davis of North Carolina. Jeffries. Dean of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. DeGette. Jeffries. Dela Cruz. McCarthy. DeLauro. Jeffries. Del Bene. Jeffries. DeLuzio. Jeffries. DeSaulnier. Jeffries. Desjardins. McCarthy. Diaz-Pizito. McCarthy. Diaz-Balart. McCarthy. Dingle. Jeffries. Doggett. Jeffries. Donalds. McCarthy. Duarte. McCarthy. Duncan. McCarthy. Dunn of Florida. McCarthy. Edwards. McCarthy. Elsie. McCarthy. Emmer. McCarthy. Escobar. Jeffries. Eshu. Jeffries. Espaillat. Jeffries. Estes. McCarthy. Evans. Jeffries. Ezell. McCarthy. Fallon. McCarthy. Finstra, McCarthy. Ferguson, McCarthy. Finstad, McCarthy. Fishbach, McCarthy. Fitzgerald, McCarthy. Fitzpatrick, McCarthy. Fleischman, McCarthy. Fletcher, Jeffries. Flood, McCarthy. Foster, Jeffries. Fushi, Jeffries. Fox, McCarthy. Lois Frankel, Jeffries. C. Scott Franklin, McCarthy. Frost, Jeffries. Fry, McCarthy. Fulcher, McCarthy. Gates, Gates. Gallagher, McCarthy. Gallego, Jeffries. Garamendi, Jeffries. Garbarino, McCarthy. Mike Garcia, McCarthy. Robert Garcia, Jeffries. Garcia of Illinois, Jeffries. Garcia of Texas, Jeffries. Jimenez, McCarthy. Golden of Maine, Jeffries. Goldman of New York, Jeffries. Gomez, Jeffries. Tony Gonzalez, McCarthy. Vicente Gonzalez, Jeffries. Good of Virginia, Jordan. Gooden of Texas, Gooden of Texas, McCarthy. Gosar, Gosar. Gottheimer, Jeffries. Granger, McCarthy. Graves of Louisiana. Graves of Louisiana. Graves of Missouri, McCarthy. Green of Tennessee, McCarthy. Green of Texas, Jeffries. Green of Georgia, McCarthy. Griffith, McCarthy. Grijalva, Jeffries. Grothman, McCarthy. Guest, McCarthy. Guthrie, McCarthy. Hageman, McCarthy. Harder of California, Harder of California. Harris, Harris. McCarthy. Harshbarger, McCarthy. Hayes, Jeffries. Hearn, McCarthy. Higgins of Louisiana, McCarthy. Higgins of New York, Jeffries. Hill. McCarthy. Himes. Jeffries. Henson. McCarthy. Horsford. Jeffries. Houchin. McCarthy. Houlihan. Jeffries. Hoyer. Jeffries. Hoyle of Oregon. Jeffries. Hudson. McCarthy. Huffman. Jeffries. Huizinga. McCarthy. Hunt. McCarthy. Isa. Isa. McCarthy. Ivy. Jeffries. Jackson of Illinois. Jeffries. Jackson of North Carolina. Jeffries. Jackson of Texas. McCarthy. Jackson Lee. Jeffries. Jacobs. Jeffries. James. McCarthy. Jayapal. Jeffries. 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 Johnson of Georgia. Jeffries. Johnson of Louisiana. McCarthy. Johnson of Ohio. McCarthy. Johnson of South Dakota. McCarthy. Jordan. McCarthy. Joyce of Ohio. McCarthy. Joyce of Pennsylvania. McCarthy. Kemlogger Dove. Jeffries. Captor. Jeffries. Kane of New Jersey. McCarthy. Keating. Jeffries. Kelly of Illinois. Jeffries. Kelly of Mississippi. McCarthy. Kelly of Pennsylvania. McCarthy. Kana. Jeffries. Kiggins of Virginia. McCarthy. Kildee. Jeffries. Kiley. McCarthy. Kilmer. Jeffries. Kim of California. McCarthy. Kim of New Jersey. Jeffries. Krishnamurthy. Jeffries. Custer. Jeffries. Kustoff. McCarthy. LaHood. McCarthy. LaLota, McCarthy, LaMalfa, McCarthy, Lamborn, McCarthy, Landsman, Jeffries, Langworthy, McCarthy, Larson of Washington, Jeffries, Larson of Connecticut, Jeffries, Latta, McCarthy, LaTurner, McCarthy, Lawler, McCarthy, Lee of California, Jeffries, Lee of Florida, McCarthy, Lee of Nevada, Jeffries, Lee of Pennsylvania, Jeffries, Ledger Fernandez, Jeffries, Lesko, McCarthy, Letlow, McCarthy, Levin, Jeffries, Liu, Jeffries, Lofgren, Jeffries, Loudermilk,
Kevin McCarthy.
McCarthy, Lucas, McCarthy, Luetkemeyer, McCarthy, Luna, McCarthy, Luttrell, McCarthy, Lynch, Jeffries, Mace, McCarthy, Magaziner, Jeffries, Maliotakis, McCarthy, Mann, McCarthy, Manning, Jeffries, Massey, McCarthy, Mast, McCarthy, Matsui, Jeffries, McBath, Jeffries, McCarthy, McCarthy, McCall, McCarthy, McLean, McCarthy, McClintock, McCarthy, McCullum, Jeffries, McCormick, McCarthy, McGarvey, Jeffries, McGovern, Jeffries, McHenry, McCarthy, Meeks, Jeffries, Menendez, Jeffries, Ming, Jeffries, Muser, McCarthy, Mfume, Jeffries, Miller of Illinois, McCarthy, Miller of Ohio, McCarthy, Miller of West Virginia, McCarthy, Miller Meeks, McCarthy, Mills, McCarthy, Molinaro, McCarthy, Molinar, McCarthy, Mooney, McCarthy, Moore of Alabama, McCarthy, Moore of Utah. McCarthy. Moore of Wisconsin. Jeffries. Moran. McCarthy. Morelli.
Mr. Jeffries.
Jeffries. Moskowitz. Jeffries. Moulton. Jeffries. Mervan. Jeffries. Mullen. Jeffries. Murphy. McCarthy. Nadler. Jeffries. Napolitano. Jeffries. Neal. Jeffries. Nagoose. Jeffries. Nels. McCarthy. Newhouse. McCarthy. Nickel. Jeffries. Norcross. Jeffries. Norman. McCarthy. Nunn of Iowa. McCarthy. Obernolte. McCarthy. Ocasio-Cortez. Jeffries. Ogles. McCarthy. Omar. Jeffries. Owens. McCarthy. Pallone. Jeffries. Palmer. McCarthy. Panetta. Jeffries. Pappas. Jeffries. Pasquarel. Jeffries. Payne. Jeffries. Pelosi. Jeffries. Peltola. Jeffries. Pence. McCarthy. Perez. Jeffries. Perry. McCarthy. Peters. Jeffries. Pedersen. Jeffries. Pfluger. McCarthy. Phillips. Jeffries. Pingree. Jeffries. Pocan. Jeffries. Porter. Jeffries. Posey. McCarthy. Presley. Jeffries. Quigley. Jeffries. Ramirez. Jeffries. Raskin. Jeffries. Reschenthaler. McCarthy. Rogers of Washington. McCarthy. Rogers of Alabama. McCarthy. Rogers of Kentucky. McCarthy. Rose. McCarthy. Rosendale. Biggs. Ross. Jeffries. Rouser. McCarthy. Roy. McCarthy. Ruiz. Jeffries. Rupersberger. Jeffries. Rutherford. McCarthy. Ryan. Jeffries. Salazar. McCarthy. Salinas. Jeffries. Sanchez. Jeffries. Santos. McCarthy. Sarbanes. Jeffries. Scalise. McCarthy. Scanlon. Jeffries. Schakowsky. Jeffries. Schiff. Jeffries. Snyder. Jeffries. Skolton. Jeffries. Schreier. Jeffries. Swikert. McCarthy. Austin Scott. McCarthy. David Scott. David Scott. Scott of Virginia. Jeffries. Self. McCarthy. Sessions. McCarthy. Sewell. Jeffries. Sherman. Jeffries. Sherrill. Jeffries. Simpson. McCarthy. Slotkin. Jeffries. Smith of Missouri. McCarthy. Smith of Nebraska. McCarthy. Smith of New Jersey. McCarthy. Smith of Washington. Jeffries. Smucker. McCarthy. Sorensen. Jeffries. Soto. Jeffries. Spanberger. Jeffries. Sparts. McCarthy. Stansbury. Jeffries. Stanton. Jeffries. Stauber. McCarthy. Steele. McCarthy. Stefanik. McCarthy. Style. McCarthy. Stubbe. McCarthy. Stevens. Jeffries. Stewart. McCarthy. Strickland. Jeffries. Strong. McCarthy. Swalwell. Jeffries. Sykes. Jeffries. Takano. Jeffries. Tenney. McCarthy. Tanadar. Jeffries. Thompson of California. Jeffries. Thompson of Mississippi. Jeffries. Thompson of Pennsylvania. McCarthy. Tiffany. McCarthy. Timmons. McCarthy. Titus. Jeffries. Talib. Jeffries. Takuda. Jeffries. Tonko. Jeffries. Torres of California. Jeffries. Torres of New York. Jeffries. Trahan. Jeffries. Trone. Jeffries. Turner, McCarthy, Underwood, Jeffries, Valadeo, McCarthy, Van Drew, McCarthy, Van Dyne, McCarthy, Van Orden, McCarthy, Vargas, Jeffries, Vasquez, Jeffries, VC, Jeffries, Velazquez, Jeffries, Wagner, McCarthy, Wahlberg, McCarthy, Waltz, McCarthy, Wasserman Schultz, Jeffries, Waters, Jeffries, Watson Coleman, Jeffries, Weber of Texas, McCarthy, Webster of Florida, McCarthy, Winstrup, McCarthy, Westerman, McCarthy, Wexton, Jeffries, Wild, Jeffries, Williams of Georgia, Jeffries, Williams of New York, Williams of New York, McCarthy, Williams of Texas, McCarthy, Wilson of Florida, Jeffries, Wilson of South Carolina, McCarthy, Whitman, McCarthy, Womack, McCarthy, Yacom, McCarthy, Zinke, McCarthy.
The reading clerk will now call the names of the members-elect who did not answer the first call of the roll.
Buck, McCarthy, Gates, present. Gosar, McCarthy, Graves of Louisiana, McCarthy, Harder of California, Jeffries, David Scott, Jeffries,
Oh, this is getting good. Only one guy left, and he left the floor. So he's building the drama for sure. He's building the drama for sure. We'll see. If he votes for anyone other than McCarthy, we're here for another round. But significantly, something you should be aware of, and McCarthy should take some victory from, is that he did flip some more votes. So yeah, he's there. He's almost there, guys. Almost there. One more guy. It looked like he's setting up to make his grand entrance. Have his colleagues up and looking for him. He actually left the floor. Maybe he's in the hallway somewhere, and maybe they're offering his last little bit. Maybe he's leveraging this position to the guilt. But we're one vote away. One vote away. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the drama. The drama. He's milking it. He is definitely milking it. I wish I had that sound like doo, 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 so that we can have that ticking sound. He's out there milking it. Probably having McCarthy wash his car every week or something like that, negotiating his favorite chewing gum, negotiating the window office with maid service, and maybe some type of special coffee, brought in every week, and he's the first in the chow line. He's milking it, guys. He's milking it for everything. I'm not sure if that's going to come back and bite him, though. Will he garner resentment among his colleagues? I don't know. Because look at these guys. Look at these guys' faces. Especially the brother right here. Look at the brother right here. He is not happy. He's not happy to doing this brinkmanship. You right. He is getting everything he can. He probably negotiating, preferred miles and points and everything. Maybe they may carry him in instead of him walking in to make a vote. I mean, he is getting everything he can out of it. But I don't know, is it going to come back and bite him? Is it going to come back and bite him? Remember now, he has 4 votes against him. McCarthy has. One more vote puts him over that threshold. He can't get there without that vote, his vote. So I would like to be a fly on the wall. Now I think Gatz was the one that I think he offered Trump's name as a in day 2 or 3 as a candidate for Speaker of the House. Look at that. All of them kind of turned around looking at the door. Yep, I thought he was the one. I thought he was the one. That says a lot. That says a lot. All right, chat. What do you guys think he's negotiating? Give me some ideas. All right. So we have committee appointments. Yeah. Well, that was negotiated out maybe day 2 or day 3. Nah, it got to be more creative than that. Got to be more creative than that. It's down to the wire. You already have the committee appointments, the room, the maid, and butler service. Got to get more creative than that. I thought there was a time limit on the votes. He's milking it. It's taking awful long. They may not be swaying here. He might come in and just say no and vote against Donaldson. I'm sorry, McCarthy. Just to make it go one more round. Because this is taking awfully long.
The tellers agree in their tallies that the total number of votes cast is 432, of which the Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 216. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212. The Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 2. The Honorable Andy Biggs of the state of Arizona has received 2. No member-elect having received a majority of the votes cast, a speaker has not been elected.
Gentleman from North Carolina.
Do now adjourn until noon on Monday.
Would the gentleman repeat?
Will the gentleman repeat his motion?
I move the House do now adjourn until noon Monday.
The question is on the motion to adjourn. All those in favor, say. The ayes have it. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
For the yeas and nays, Madam Clerk, ask for the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered.
Well, they're gonna win the motion to adjourn. They've won it every time. And so, but man, CNN, they didn't show it, but CNN says that it was a confrontation. They was gonna fight it out. They was gonna fight it out. But I guess they're gonna adjourn. Go get a pizza, maybe a beer or some cool beverage, and hopefully they'll hash out their differences like a man. But you guys remember when back in the day you used to meet meet behind the school. I'll meet you after school. I'll meet you in the playground after school. We like, and then all everybody on each side, you got your girlfriends and follow you, and your friends follow you, and you guys meet up and you get out there, and that you don't want to, and they push you out, and you kind of when are they gonna do something like that? Nah, these are politicians. They use their words. So they're gonna probably say, "Hey, listen, let's work a deal. Let's make a deal." Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow might be the day. You got only one guy, one holdout. Maybe tomorrow is the day. Let's see what the count is. We have one nay. We need many more for it to keep going tonight. If I was Republicans, be honest with you, I would probably vote nay also. because I think they can probably get it done tonight. They have one vote. Wear that bad boy down. Wear him down. Wear him down. Wear him down. Make him stay up. I would vote nay. I see that the Republican changed their vote to yay. But I would not adjourn for the night. Because it's gonna get just worse. I mean, you got a whole news cycle. You have a whole news cycle, and all they're gonna do is bash you. All they're gonna do is bash you. Guys in the chat, first, like, if you could, like the video, like this live coverage, please. And you tell me in the chat, give me a 1 for keep going, give me a 2 for adjourn. Let me know what you guys think. We already have a yes, keep it going. Yes, it's so close. Keep it going. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got one vote, and you have a 12-hour news cycle of just bashing you, telling you how you can't, you were elected to serve. You were elected because, quote unquote, you had superior management. You can manage the government, unlike the Democrats not managing the government, and you can't even get sworn in. You can't even get sworn in. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. I would keep it going. I would keep it going. I wouldn't care. I would order pizza and a whole bunch of coffee. And I'll keep that bad boy going. You're gonna want to vote no. I'll make him vote no over and over and over. I'll make that one guy vote no over and over and over all night long. 2 o'clock, no. 3 o'clock, no. 4 o'clock, no. 5 o'clock, no. 6 o'clock, no. I'll make him vote no. I would make him vote no every single night. Every hour on the hour, however fast you can get through that list to where you get to him. I'll make him vote no all the time. I will shame him. That's how I would do it. That's how I would do it. Yeah, you want to vote no? Okay. All right. I got something for you. You will test my will and you will lose. I would make him vote it. But that's just me. That's just me. Who's with me? Or am I going too far? That's just me. I would not want to go home to, talk to my boys, listen to my boys, and they say, man, you're embarrassing us. You guys embarrassing us. Oh, wait. Let's look at the count. We got 3. Maybe there's some people that thinks like me. Maybe they heard. Did they hear my commentary? Malika, do you think they was listening in? I think they probably listening to me. It's history, yes. You order us pizza and Pepsi. McCarthy would take revenge. That's right. Who else in there? Who else believe it? Like, I would make them out. You wouldn't shoot. They would get tired of me. Just think about it. It is 5 in the morning. You like, David Carmina votes no. Shoot. Mm-mm. 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 That's why they don't have no brothers in charge. That's why they don't have no brothers in charge. You trying to shame me in front of my mama. Mm-mm. Nope. My mama looking at this. I would break out the platinum card. Yeah, shoot, what? I would go to my wallet. I would say, where is it? Where is it? Which one you wanted? The platinum or the gold? Which one? Which one you wanted? Because I got you. I got you. Pizza for everybody on me, because we staying in this bad boy. We're staying. I'll be having the Democrats getting up there. Motion to adjourn. No. You wanted it. You wanted it. You wanted the smoke. You wanted the smoke. I got the smoke for you. True. No, they just want it over. They want the smoke. They would not test my will. They want the smoke. I got the smoke for them. I got the smoke for them. I break out my Batman coffee cup. Order my favorite creamer. Go into my trusty drawer. Break out my Pop Secret popcorn. Can't tell me nothing. I'm in for the night. I'm in for the night. Call someone in my family, tell you, get my favorite pajamas. Get my trusty pajamas. Bring me a change of clothes. I'm in for the night. I would be the last one. They would not try me again. They will not put me to the test again. They said that dude is crazy. I'll make him stay. I would make them stay. You laughing, but I'm dead serious. I am dead. They would not try me again. That's why I don't have no brothers. That's why I don't have no brothers in there. They would not try me again. This dude, they would say this dude is crazy. Okay, so here we go, guys. We're gonna stay. We have one more. We have one more nay. All we need is one more nay, and all of them say yay. I'm sorry, all of them say yay. Nay. I'm sorry. All of them say nay, and then we want one more Republican nay, and we're staying. We're staying. They wouldn't do it. They would not trust my result. They would look. Their representative David Carmina, he wants us to vote on something, and they'd be saying, "Is that the brother? Is that the brother that made us stay?" Is that the brother that made us stay all night on December? What's that? Today is the 8th? Is that the brother? Yeah, man. That's David Carmina. What do you want me to vote on? Where do I vote? What do you want me to vote on? Because I ain't staying. That dude's gonna make me stay. I want to go home to my girl, my family, my wife, my dog. That dude gonna make me stay. I sure would. I surely would make him stay.
What happened to my buttons? I will make them stay. Do you hear this voice? You will stay. You will stay until we get this done. Stay. Now do the big eyes.
I'll do the big eyes on him. Maybe say like, this dude is crazy. This dude is crazy. I'm signing. I'm gonna sign it. There we go, guys. Here we go. There we go. We're staying. News say Republicans almost came to fight. Yeah, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. There was almost some fisticuffs. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you up here, Randy. I mean, is it Milcon? Malikon? Is that it? Am I pronouncing it right? Or is it Malikon? Spell it phonetically for me. I don't want to butcher your name. Yeah, they confronted each other. Let me pull up the report. Let me pull up the report for you. Oh, wait. Okay, we got to vote. We're staying. We're staying, guys. We're staying. Malika. Thank you so much. So the H is silent, right? But we're saying. Let's see, everybody. Okay, yeah, all parties have voted. This is the first time that the motion to adjourn was defeated, and we're staying. And that's kind of, we joked a little bit. We had some fun with him, but I was serious. I would not want to go home. We're so close, and I wouldn't want to go home and have another news cycle telling us how poorly we are managing the people's time, the people's house. You one vote away. One vote away. I would want to stay. I would want to stay also, have a round or two. Then we'll see. Then we'll see. It's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then we'll see if he wants to vote no. I would definitely stay. Definitely. I'm not sure why they're not announcing. I'm not sure why they're not announcing the results of the vote, because the time has run out. Everybody has voted. It's a done deal. She should get up there, gavel, announce the vote, and they should start round. It's just round 15, I think. I think this is round 15. I think we were on 14. Yeah, this would be round 15. They nearly came to blows because in a professional fight, it's only 12 rounds. So they are already in overtime. Yeah, it is. It's round 15. This would be round 15, correct. All right, guys. I know we only have a few of them in the room looking, but if you guys could like the channel, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really there's McCarthy right there. Let's see it. I'm not sure what they're waiting on. Oh, they get a lot of people. That's what it was. A lot of people were changing their vote. Looks like we have a ton of nays. So a bunch of people kind of. I think they listened into my commentary. Um, I don't know. Let me see if I can find that answer. Let me see if I can find that answer for you. I wonder if he just refused to vote. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I don't see it. It's not being reported in the other sites, some of the other sites. So I don't know. Can you just refuse to vote? You know, because if you don't say you're present and you don't vote and they can't count you, and you're McCarthy. Let's say you do those three things and they can't count you in McCarthy, and that still would effectively block McCarthy from getting the 218 that he needed. Maybe that's what he did because I don't see where. I'm going to continue to look, but I don't see where it's reported that he voted for anyone. Right. So that's what he did. He just said he was present. And so that's why McCarthy, yes. Yeah, you can vote president and you can abstain. That's correct. And that's what I just confirmed. So you faster than me. Go
All
ahead, girl.
members voted. Does any member wish to change your vote?
Susan's got to get in there. Read the names.
Correct. He voted present. Correct.
One no for Mr. Gates, Maliotakis, Bobert, Roy, Style, McCarthy,
Correct.
Burchett, Latta, Stauber, Lawler, McLean, Crane, Biggs, Good, Huizinga, Rosendale, Griffith, Kane of New Jersey, Turner, Immer, Lunar, Duncan, Van Drew, Klein, Nunn of Iowa, Jimenez, Van Dyne, Carl, Davidson, Strong, Tinney, Bilirakis, Van Orden, Winstrup, Burgess, Wagner, Wahlberg, Johnson of South Dakota, Smirker, Mast, Scalise, Molinaro, Kamek, Guthrie, Fleischman, Rogers of Kentucky, Murphy, Reschenthaler, Langworthy, Joyce of Ohio, Kiley, Fallon, LaMalfa, Graves of Missouri, Bentz, C. Scott Franklin, Miller Meeks, Bice, Miller of Ohio, Rogers of Washington, Obernolte, D'Esposito, and Fitzpatrick. Off no on I for Ms. Maliotakis. Off I, on no.
Motion fails.
This vote, the yeas are 155, the nays are 279. The motion is not adopted. For what purpose does the gentleman from Arkansas rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy as the Speaker of the House. The eyes of the world, the eyes of America are on this body right now. What America needs, what this body needs, is a lot less talk and a lot more action. And at the direction of the Republican Conference, I advance the name of Kevin McCarthy as the next Speaker of the House of the 118th Congress.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Minnesota rise?
Madam Clerk, I rise to say, wow. And Madam Clerk, I rise to place into nomination for election to the position of Speaker of the House of Representatives, the esteemed and wonderful leader of House Democrats, Mr. Hakeem Jeffries of New York. Friends, our nation's first president, unanimously elected by the Electoral College in 1789, keeps watch over us every single day right here in this chamber. And in his inaugural address to our new nation, he spoke of, and I quote, a form of government for the security of our union and the advancement of our happiness. Security of our union and advancement of our happiness. But 234 years later, and after 14 rounds of balloting and a ridiculous war for personal power across the aisle, we, the people, still find ourselves without a constituted government, our security neglected, and the advancement of anything impossible. And happiness, suffice to say, Americans are unhappy by the nonsense and the dysfunction playing out on this floor. Particularly those who need us the most, who rely on our offices, and I mean every single one of our offices, for services and support. Not to mention The unhappy GOP and Democratic ranking members and chairs of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, our Armed Services Committee, and the Intel Committees, who say that the risk to our safety and security grows with each passing hour. So, my friends, this is not just unhappiness, this is dangerous. However, the 212 unified members of the House Democratic Caucus have a very effective solution for this problem. We call him Hakeem Jeffries. And in the spirit of friendliness and hopefulness, we extend a warm invitation to just 6 of you across the aisle to join us. Join us. And let's end this nonsense, constitute this Congress, and elect him Speaker of the House. A man who is ready to work with everyone in this Congress and throughout our country to place people over politics and solve our country's problems. A man of competency, of decency, and integrity, a man of courage, of honor, and resolve, a man who listens better than anyone I have ever known in my life, a man of innovation and cooperation, and yes, indeed, alliteration. 14,421 Americans have served in the United States Congress since George Washington's inaugural address 234 years ago. One of the very finest of those Americans is Hakeem Jeffries of the great state of New York, and it is the honor of a lifetime to place his name into nomination for Speaker of the House.
The reading clerk will call the roll.
Adams. Jeffries. Adderholt. McCarthy. Aguilar. Jeffries. Alford. McCarthy. Allen. McCarthy. Allred. Jeffries. Amaday. McCarthy. Armstrong. McCarthy. Arrington. McCarthy. Auchincloss. Jeffries. Babin. McCarthy. Bacon. Bacon. McCarthy. Baird. Baird. McCarthy. Balderson. McCarthy. Ballant. Jeffries. Banks. McCarthy. Barr. McCarthy. Barragan. Jeffries. Bean of Florida. McCarthy. Beatty. Jeffries. Bentz. McCarthy. Barra. Jeffries. Bergman. McCarthy. Byer. Jeffries. Bice. McCarthy. Biggs. Present. Bilirakis. McCarthy. Bishop of Georgia. Jeffries. Bishop of North Carolina. McCarthy. Blumenauer. Jeffries. Blunt Rochester. Jeffries. Boebert. Present. Bonamici. Jeffries. Bost. McCarthy. Bowman. Jeffries. Boyle of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. Rakeem. McCarthy. Brown. Jeffries. Brownlee. Jeffries. Buchanan. McCarthy. Buck. McCarthy. Bouchon. McCarthy. Bazinski. Jeffries. Burchett. McCarthy. Burgess. McCarthy. Burleson. McCarthy. Bush. Jeffries. Calvert. McCarthy. Kamek. McCarthy. Caraveo. Jeffries. Carbajal. Jeffries. Cardenas. Jeffries. Carey. McCarthy. Carl. McCarthy. Carson. Jeffries. Carter of Georgia. McCarthy. Carter of Louisiana. Jeffries. Carter of Texas. McCarthy. Cartwright. Jeffries. Kassar. Jeffries. Case. Jeffries. Caston. Jeffries. Castor of Florida. Jeffries. Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez DeReamer. McCarthy. Sherfilis McCormick. Jeffries. Chu. Jeffries. Cicilline. Jeffries. Siscomani. McCarthy. Clark of Massachusetts. Jeffries. Clark of New York. Jeffries. Cleaver. Jeffries. Klein. McCarthy. Cloud. McCarthy. Clyburn. Jeffries. Clyde. McCarthy. Cohen. Jeffries. Cole. McCarthy. Collins. McCarthy. Comer. McCarthy. Connolly. Jeffries. Correa. Jeffries. Costa. Jeffries. Courtney. Jeffries. Craig. Jeffries. Crane. Present. Crawford. McCarthy. Crenshaw. Crenshaw. McCarthy. Crockett. Jeffries. Crow. Jeffries. Cuellar. Jeffries. Curtis. McCarthy. Davids of Kansas. Jeffries. Davidson. McCarthy. Davis of Illinois. Jeffries. Davis of North Carolina. Jeffries. Dean of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. DeGette. Jeffries. Dela Cruz. McCarthy. DeLauro. Jeffries. Del Bene. Jeffries. DeLuzio. Jeffries. Dusaunier. Jeffries. Desjardins. McCarthy. D'Esposito. McCarthy. Diaz-Balart. McCarthy. Dingle. Jeffries. Doggett. Jeffries. Donalds. McCarthy. Duarte. McCarthy. Duncan. McCarthy. Dunn of Florida. McCarthy. Edwards. McCarthy. Elsie. McCarthy. Emmer. McCarthy. Escobar. Jeffries. Eshu. Jeffries. Espaillat. Jeffries. Estes. McCarthy. Evans. Jeffries. Ezell. McCarthy. Fallon. McCarthy. Finstrom. McCarthy. Ferguson. McCarthy. Finstad. McCarthy. Fishbach. McCarthy. Fitzgerald. McCarthy. Fitzpatrick. McCarthy. Fleischman. McCarthy. Fletcher. Jeffries. Flood. McCarthy. Foster. Jeffries. Fushi. Jeffries. Fox. McCarthy. Lois Frankel. Jeffries. C. Scott Franklin. McCarthy. Frost. Jeffries. Fry. McCarthy. Fulcher. McCarthy. Gates. Present. Gallagher. McCarthy. Gallego. Jeffries. Garamendi. Jeffries. Garbarino. McCarthy. Mike Garcia. McCarthy. Robert Garcia. Jeffries. Garcia of Illinois. Jeffries. Garcia of Texas. Jeffries. Jimenez. McCarthy. Golden of Maine. Jeffries. Goldman of New York. Jeffries. Gomez. Jeffries. Tony Gonzalez. McCarthy. Vicente Gonzalez. Vicente Gonzalez. Good of Virginia. Present. Gooden of Texas. McCarthy. Gosar. McCarthy. Gottheimer. Jeffries. Granger. Granger. McCarthy. Graves of Louisiana. McCarthy. Graves of Missouri. McCarthy. Green of Tennessee. McCarthy. Green of Texas. Jeffries. Green of Georgia. McCarthy. Griffith. McCarthy. Grijalva. Jeffries. Grothman. McCarthy. Guest. McCarthy. Guthrie. McCarthy. Hageman. McCarthy. Harder of California. Jeffries. Harris. McCarthy. Harshbarger. McCarthy. Hayes. Jeffries. Hearn. McCarthy. Higgins of Louisiana. McCarthy. Higgins of New York. Jeffries. Hill. McCarthy. Himes. Jeffries. Henson. McCarthy. Horsford. Jeffries. Houchin. McCarthy. Houlihan. Jeffries. Hoyer. Jeffries. Hoyle of Oregon. Jeffries. Hudson. McCarthy. Huffman. Jeffries. Huizinga. McCarthy. Hunt. McCarthy. Isa. McCarthy. Ivy. Jeffries. Jackson of Illinois. Jeffries. Jackson of North Carolina. Jeffries. Jackson of Texas. McCarthy. Jackson Lee. Jeffries. Jacobs, Jeffries, James, McCarthy, Jayapal, Jeffries, 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 Johnson of Georgia, Jeffries, Johnson of Louisiana, McCarthy, Johnson of Ohio, McCarthy, Johnson of South Dakota, Johnson of South Dakota, McCarthy, Jordan, McCarthy, Joyce of Ohio, McCarthy, Joyce of Pennsylvania, McCarthy, Camlogger Dove, Jeffries, Captor, Jeffries, Kane of New Jersey, McCarthy, Keating, Jeffries, Kelly of Illinois, Jeffries, Kelly of Mississippi, McCarthy, Kelly of Pennsylvania, McCarthy, Khanna, Jeffries, Kiggins of Virginia, McCarthy, Kildee, Jeffries, Kiley, McCarthy, Kilmer, Jeffries, Kim of California, McCarthy, Kim of New Jersey, Jeffries, Krishnamurthy, Jeffries, Custer, Jeffries, Kustoff, McCarthy, LaHood, McCarthy, LaLorda, McCarthy, LaMalfa, McCarthy, Lamborn, McCarthy, Landsman, Jeffries, Langworthy, McCarthy, Larson of Washington, Jeffries, Larson of Connecticut, Jeffries, Latta, McCarthy, LaTurner, McCarthy, Lawler, McCarthy, Lee of California, Jeffries, Lee of Florida, McCarthy, Lee of Nevada, Jeffries, Lee of Pennsylvania, Jeffries, Ledger Fernandez, Jeffries, Lesko, McCarthy, Letlow, McCarthy, Levin, Jeffries, Liu, Jeffries, Lofgren, Jeffries, Loudermilk,
Georgia's 11th Congressional District votes for Kevin McCarthy.
McCarthy, Lucas, McCarthy, Lukemeyer, McCarthy, Luna, McCarthy. Luttrell. McCarthy. Lynch. Jeffries. Mace. McCarthy. Magaziner. Jeffries. Maliotakis. McCarthy. Mann. McCarthy. Manning. Jeffries. Massey. McCarthy. Mast. McCarthy. Matsui. Jeffries. McBath. Jeffries. McCarthy. McCarthy. McCall. McCarthy. McLean. McCarthy. McClintock. McCarthy. McCullum. Jeffries. McCormick. McCarthy. McGarvey. Jeffries. McGovern. Jeffries. McHenry. McHenry. McCarthy. Meeks. Jeffries. Menendez. Jeffries. Ming. Jeffries. Muser. McCarthy. Mfume. Jeffries. Miller of Illinois. McCarthy. Miller of Ohio. McCarthy. Miller of West Virginia. McCarthy. Miller Meeks. McCarthy. Mills. McCarthy. Molinaro. McCarthy. Molinar. McCarthy. Mooney. McCarthy. Moore of Alabama. McCarthy. Moore of Utah. McCarthy. Moore of Wisconsin. Jeffries. Moran. McCarthy. Morelli. Jeffries. Moskowitz. Jeffries. Moulton. Jeffries. Mervan. Jeffries. Mullen. Jeffries. Murphy. Murphy. McCarthy. Nadler. Jeffries. Napolitano. Jeffries. Neal. Jeffries. Nagoose. Jeffries. Nels. McCarthy. Newhouse. McCarthy. Nickel. Jeffries. Norcross. Jeffries. Norman. McCarthy. Nunn of Iowa. McCarthy. Obernolte. McCarthy. Ocasio-Cortez. Jeffries. Ogles. McCarthy. Omar. Jeffries. Owens. McCarthy. Pallone. Jeffries. Palmer. McCarthy. Panetta. Jeffries. Pappas. Jeffries. Pasquale. Jeffries. Payne. Jeffries. Pelosi. Jeffries. Peltola. Jeffries. Pence. McCarthy. Perez. Jeffries. Perry. McCarthy. Peters. Jeffries. Pedersen. Jeffries. Pfluger. McCarthy. Phillips. Jeffries. Pingree. Jeffries. Pocan. Jeffries. Porter. Jeffries. Posey. McCarthy. Presley. Jeffries. Quigley. Jeffries. Ramirez. Jeffries. Raskin. Jeffries. Reschenthaler. McCarthy. Rogers of Washington. McCarthy. Rogers of Alabama. McCarthy. Rogers of Kentucky. McCarthy. Rose. McCarthy. Rosendale. Rosendale. Ross. Jeffries. Rouser. McCarthy. Roy. McCarthy. Ruiz. Jeffries. Rupersberger. Jeffries. Rutherford. Rutherford. McCarthy. Ryan. Jeffries. Salazar. McCarthy. Salinas. Jeffries. Sanchez. Jeffries. Santos. McCarthy. Sarbanes. Jeffries. Scalise. McCarthy. Scanlon. Jeffries. Schakowsky. Jeffries. Schiff. Jeffries. Snyder. Jeffries. Skolton. Jeffries. Schreier. Jeffries. Swikert. McCarthy. Austin Scott. McCarthy. David Scott. Jeffries. Scott of Virginia. Jeffries. Self. McCarthy. Sessions. McCarthy. Sewell. Jeffries. Sherman. Jeffries. Sherrill. Jeffries. Simpson. McCarthy. Slotkin. Jeffries. Smith of Missouri. McCarthy. Smith of Nebraska. McCarthy. Smith of New Jersey, McCarthy. Smith of Washington, Jeffries. Smucker, McCarthy. Sorensen, Jeffries. Soto, Jeffries. Spanberger, Jeffries. Sparts, present. Sparts, McCarthy. Stansbury, Jeffries. Stanton, Jeffries. Stauber, McCarthy. Steele, McCarthy. Stefanik, McCarthy. Style, McCarthy. Stube, McCarthy. Stevens, Jeffries. Stewart, McCarthy. Strickland, Jeffries. Strong, McCarthy. Swalwell, Jeffries. Sykes, Jeffries. Takano, Jeffries. Tenney, McCarthy. Tanadar, Jeffries. Thompson of California, Jeffries. Thompson of Mississippi, Jeffries. Thompson of Pennsylvania, McCarthy. Tiffany, McCarthy. Timmons, McCarthy. Titus, Jeffries. Talib, Jeffries. Takuda, Jeffries. Tonko, Jeffries. Torres of California, Jeffries. Torres of New York, Torres of New York, Jeffries. Trahan, Jeffries. Trone, Jeffries. Turner, McCarthy. Underwood, Jeffries. Valadeo, McCarthy. Van Drew, McCarthy. Van Dyne, McCarthy. Van Orden, McCarthy. Vargas, Jeffries. Vasquez, Jeffries. VC, Jeffries. Velasquez, Jeffries. Wagner, McCarthy. Wahlberg, McCarthy. Waltz, McCarthy. Wasserman Schultz, Jeffries. Waters, Jeffries. Watson Coleman, Jeffries. Weber of Texas, McCarthy. Webster of Florida, McCarthy. Winstrup, McCarthy. Westerman, McCarthy. Wexton, Jeffries. Wild, Jeffries. Williams of Georgia. Jeffries. Williams of New York. McCarthy. Williams of Texas. McCarthy. Wilson of Florida. Jeffries. Wilson of South Carolina. McCarthy. Whitman. McCarthy. Womack. McCarthy. Yacom. McCarthy. Zinke. McCarthy.
The reading clerk will now call the names of the members-elect who did not answer the first call of the roll.
Vicente Gonzalez. Jeffries. Rosendale. Present.
All right. So by our unofficial count, he has enough. He has enough. Here we go.
Tellers agree in their tallies that the total number of votes cast is 428, of which the Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 216. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212. With 6 recorded as present. Therefore, the Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California, having received a majority of the votes cast, is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
There you have it. He finally got over the threshold. So, what does that mean moving forward? One thing is, this is kind of a mixed bag. This is the first time that in over 160 some years that it has taken this long to select a majority leader. And many of us are wondering, I'm on the street, I hear a lot of things, and I'm wondering if this is a win or a loss for the Republican Party. Now, on one hand, McCarthy did win, and so he was victorious. He has successfully been selected as the leader. However, with the lengthy and divisive voting process, it may have been considered a loss because, it highlights the internal division within the Republican Party. Regardless of how it played out, one thing is clear. McCarthy has a tough job ahead of him as he is tasked with leading a divisive Congress. That Freedom Caucus is not going away. And there were still some people that would not vote for him. They voted present. So they didn't vote against him, but they didn't vote for him. We're going to continue this and this story, throughout the year. There's going to be a lot of major bills that come up, and we're going to see if there are any retributions that McCarthy is going to hand out. I know if it was me, I will. Let's see. There's some final remarks here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what she's saying.
The gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Wasserman Schultz. The gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Hill. The gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Cicilline. The gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy. The gentlewoman from Virginia, Ms. Spanberger. The gentleman from Florida, Mr. Donalds. The gentlewoman from California, Ms. Jacobs. The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Bishop. The gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Crockett. And the members of the California delegation, Ms. Pelosi, Ms. Waters, Mr. Calvert, Ms. Eshoo, Ms. Lofgren, Mr. Sherman, Mrs. Napoleano, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Schiff, Ms. Sanchez, Mr. Issa, Mr. Costa, Ms. Matsui, Mr. McClintock, Ms. Chu, Mr. Garamendi, Mr. Barra, Ms. Bronley, Mr. Cardenas, Mr. Hoffman, Mr. Lamalfa, Mr. Peters, Mr. Ruiz, Mr. Swalwell, Mr. Takano, Mr. Vargas, Mr. Desanye, Mr. Torres, Mrs. Torres, Mr. Valadeo, Ms. Barragan, Mr. Carbajal, Mr. Correa, Mr. Khanna, Mr. Panetta, Mr. Gomez, Mr. Harder, Mr. Levin, Ms. Porter, Mr. Mike Garcia, Mrs. Kim, Mr. Obanoti, Mrs. Steele, Mr. Dewar, Mr. Robert Garcia, Mr. Kamlega Dove, Mr. Keeley, Mr. Mullen. The committee will retire from the chamber to escort the speaker-elect to the chair.
One more thing left to do, and that's when they come in through that door, you just gavel, you don't say anything. And then you're in. I would note it's after midnight.
Okay, guys, we're going to end it here. We have a bunch of procedural related stuff. The McCarthy won. And we will have everybody sworn in, and Congress will start business as usual. Hopefully that business is not what we've seen over the last 4 days. As always, salute and stay grinding. I'll see you guys next time.